Bring it back.
Totally got that singing on camera. We're back, everyone, with a busted up ship that wasn't Ellis's fault. Space Master.
Yeah. No, I think it was Ellis's fault.
Pretty sure it was.
So,
it
yes,
definitely
you
was.
guys are spinning adrift. Not in any vomit-inducing manner, but definitely you guys are a spin. Your thrusters are out, and you can see through the just through the main window of the cockpit that there is amongst the belt of ice and rocks, there is a large chunk of ice that is twisting and floating its way in your general direction as you are towards it. So it's pretty much what are you guys going to do at this point in time? I think it sounds to me like Guy and Ellis are probably going to try and figure out how to either repair or get themselves out of it. Callaway's jumped up and had a look in the cupboard to see if there's any exosuits, if that's going to help, but it looks like the cupboard has got a sticky note in it that says I owe you 3 exosuits.
Well, it was also for potential escape as well, if the ship is going to crash.
See, this is why we bring a scientist explorer guy along.
And this is why next time when I say you're about to, blast off into space, is there anything you want to bring with you?
Yeah.
Ellis knows nothing of the travels of deep space. His understanding is all theoretical.
For sure. So I think, so you guys are basically facing this massive piece of ice. It looks like it's going slow. You probably, someone could probably try and estimate the time. Probably Guy could try and estimate the time until collision. Or you could try and obviously use some computers to try and estimate that, but I don't know if anyone's got computer skills.
I can I science it? Wouldn't that fall under science? Distance?
Or
Distance.
mathematics and
Maths. Yeah,
I guess
I'd allow that.
trajectory maths.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll chuck a cheeky science roll.
Dude, your science is saving our asses right now.
As long as it's cheeky.
Yeah, it's definitely cheeky.
I've never known science to not be cheeky.
Yeah.
The anticipation is killing me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mate.
it's not cheeky
These
enough.
dice, though.
Mate.
These dice. All right.
How can I reach these dice?
So yeah, look, you could probably put a rough estimate on it, and it's probably somewhere between 10 minutes and half an hour.
Oh my god.
Plenty of time.
Okay. Alright. So Callaway's just like, anyone got any ideas? We've probably got to get moving with some sort of way to not crash into that ice block and die.
Yeah.
I could try fix the thrusters, but it's going to take more than half an hour.
Well, you start doing that as a start, and me and Guy will try and figure something else out.
All right. So if I can just table talk for a second, fingers crossed that this works out to my favor. But where's which part of the ship is the airlock? Please say it's facing forward to the front of the ship.
Well, I think you should roll.
I knew
I
it.
don't
Roll
know.
like a d4 or something.
Yeah, like let's there's like six faces to a ship, right?
Yeah.
You're effectively a
good.
cube.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Surely
So-
it wouldn't be like above or below though.
Not necessarily. You might have entrance via above. It's a little scout ship, so it's it's designed to effectively fly between space stations and the moon and planet, that sort of thing. I would assume it was probably not on the top, so it'd probably be either underneath or front, rear, or left or left or right sides.
Port or starboard is the
port or
term.
That's right.
starboard.
We're not savages.
So let me just write down, at least so I can do this honestly. Let me just write down the different sides. So there's the bottom. There's
good.
There's the rear. There's the front. There's the port, and there's the starboard.
Don't you mean fore and aft?
Oh, this guy.
We want to go for real here.
Dang. I didn't even know that. Which is what there?
Aft is the rear. I mean, but it also depends. I don't think it's necessarily nautical. I'm not sure of that, but I know a few sci-fi shows will have fore and aft.
Gotcha.
Yeah, baby
Wow.
got aft.
You know it.
Yeah.
So what's
Okay, so roll a d5.
Okay, and before I do this,
Tell me
so
your
what is
plan.
it? It's
Yeah, reveal your plan to me before you shoot me with lasers.
okay. I also need to know how the ship is spinning. Like, is it just straight rolling? Is it sort of spinning diagonally? Is it straight tumbling forward? Like, what's its deal?
How many
You know
angles
what?
are there that we can roll against?
Yeah, that's right. Let me just write down like 360 times 360, and I think
Okay.
that's all of the angles. Look, let me put it this way. It sounds like if you can concoct a reasonable enough solution based on your stupid knowledge of space travel and starships,
Okay.
I'm probably gonna just allow it because it sounds
Okay.
very, very complicated,
Cool.
and I'm not gonna
Thank you.
make you roll for shit. So let's
D360.
yeah, let's make a tell us your plan, and
Okay.
then we'll probably have to make some sort of roll to make sure
Mhm.
that that's going to work. So
So right now we're rolling for where the airlock is.
no, we're going to bypass that. I want
Okay.
you to tell me your plan, assuming
Okay.
you know where all of those things are,
Right.
and we'll see if it works.
So my plan is just at the right moment as that big chunk of iceroid is coming
I
at
know
us.
what you're going to say. Sorry.
We're going to time it so that the airlock is facing directly at the roid. We're going to pop the airlock, expelling out enough air, hopefully not enough to make us suffocate, but enough to stop us, at which point I'm going to ever so gently pump the main thrusters and hopefully, fingers crossed, set us down on the asteroid.
Solid.
This is like equal parts brilliant and potentially game ending for the entire crew. You all suffocate in deep space near an ice belt.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So what I'm going to suggest is
We have to like roll to keep
Just-
consciousness.
I mean, the other alternative is we just give the thrusters everything they got and we rocket even further off course,
Or-
maybe out of the system. I don't know.
Ellis's other suggestion would have been, depending on the trajectory of the ship, can we wait till the perfect moment and then just pump the main thrusters just enough to get us around the asteroid?
Maybe, but we're still, we're
It's
still
like the
drifting.
same idea as the airlock, but we'd have to wait until the ship's rotated a certain way so that the thrusters are going to point us in the right direction.
I mean, why would we be rotating though? If we just
Because
kept going in the
science,
direction we were
space
going in?
reasons that only Rick knows.
No,
No,
but
it's-
I'm assuming that, but I was using, we weren't going in a straight line when the maneuvering thrusters died. So we kind of, like,
Yeah.
if we were going up, for example, then when the maneuvering thrusters died, we would have just gone.
and just
off
started
that direction.
spinning.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like whatever momentum was being had at that precise fraction of a second where the thrusters died is the you guys are spinning in whatever that So it's fair enough to assume that that's the case. So
Okay.
what I'm gonna just remind you of, because this has been great, what I'm gonna remind you of is that fate. You have one fate point,
Okay.
which means you can bump a roll up a notch on the ladder. So if you roll a crit fail, you can make it a fail. If you roll a barely failed, you can make it a barely passed. If you make a pass, you can make it a crit success or something like that. So you can use 1 point to knock it up, if that makes sense. And at the same time, it's you have the in it for the glory, check out this move aspect, which we've borrowed from the mechanic we've borrowed from Fate. So it all lines up, man. It just needs a roll. So I'm thinking the pilot of vehicle space is the roll that you need to make, and
Okay.
it'll be dexterity.
Oh my god.
Also, shit. I wouldn't mind putting it to the group. Because it is
Oh, yeah.
like
I'm assuming what you've said so far has been put to the group.
Yeah.
okay.
You've said it out loud. You've said it to the group. You didn't call it to
So
be.
Callaway would say straight away, like, that's if we're heading for the asteroid anyway, so we may as well try if we get to that point. But I think Ellis should work on the thrusters in the meantime, on the off chance that he manages to do something with them.
Now,
I think we're going to have to roll for initiative here. Potentially.
well, look, we did discuss this off camera, but table talk wise, there probably wouldn't be enough time for me to properly fix the thrusters, right?
But you are a genius.
And I think it would be prudent to do it in the meantime while we're waiting to get to the asteroid.
Ellis would probably be thinking, if anything, he could hot fix the wiring that he blew, like maybe rewire something that's going to blow up again, but will at least last. Like, they'll burn out again, but will last maybe just long enough for us to get the right maneuvers in place.
As long as it's hot.
As long as it's hot. So, like, while the ship's live, trying to just quickly do a rewire job that'll be just enough to get a couple of bursts on those extra thrusters and get us pitching in the right direction. That's Ellis's idea, so he would have just explained that to the group.
That could be a good alternative to popping the airlock. Because then we save our oxygen.
How's this guy? My idea is a little less lethal. If it doesn't work, then we go with the airlock.
All right.
Yeah.
Guy scratches his chin for a moment. Like, for effect. And he goes, all right, Ellis. You got half an hour to fix those thrusters.
Dang.
After that, I'm popping the airlock. And I jump into my seat. Like Matrix style when Tank is all excited. And I swing around, I grab the controls and realize there's nothing for me to do because we're drifting. But I'm making it good.
All right. So, can I just roll that shit?
So just tell me once more quite simply what you're rolling to do.
Well, because I haven't got enough time to fix it properly, Ellis's idea is just to fix it enough to work so we can at least maneuver the ship, even if it's for a few seconds, to allow us that landing on the asteroid.
Temporary fix for the maneuvering thrusters so we can right ourselves.
Well, do we even know what's wrong with them and how screwed they are?
Well, the wiring's busted, isn't it? Isn't that what it is?
Yeah.
Well, that's an assumption. So, I mean, it's probably worth. That's a good point Parker makes about not knowing the exact root cause of the outage of the thrusters. So you're going to have to go dig. It's going to take a little bit of time. And so it's been 10 minutes to half an hour to figure out. For this piece of ice coming towards you, and it's been about 2 minutes now as well. In terms of talking about a plan, which is fair enough.
Dang.
So,
Dang.
Yeah. I say Callaway says to everybody, look, whatever we're gonna do, let's just get on it.
I can take a guess. If it's like a blown conduit or something, I can guess where it might be. I can try and isolate the line.
Just whatever you can do, man.
The odds of me finding it in this time frame, I can try one spot, maybe. Hopefully that'll work, and we take it from there.
Let's do it.
Cool.
Yep.
So I'm looking for the likely failure point, just based on where the systems run, my knowledge of how the conduits run, where it's probably blown based on where I installed the sensor array, and if it's not there, then we just haven't got the time to fix it right now.
Right, roll a tech post-tech check. Intelligence?
Just straight intelligence?
Tech post-tech check. Try saying that 5 times fast.
Here we
Tech
go.
post-tech check.
7.
You jumped ahead. I was going to give you a +1 because of the depth of description you gave to all the points that you were going to check. So you would have rolled an 8. So yeah, you can identify easily. Whereabouts is it?
somewhere between the main power and the thrusters. Ellis would know. Kluger doesn't.
Basically, you're saying that Ellis has figured out that it's a power failure to the thrusters.
Yeah, exactly right. Because he knows where he'd know where he patched in the sensor array, and because the sensor array caused the failure, that kind of narrows down the length of conduit it could have possibly been, and therefore it's probably in this sector, right?
Yeah,
and it
this
happened
area.
to be. Luck was on our side, right?
Sweet.
So is it another roll to fix it now, or?
Yeah, definitely. But I think let's get down there first, and so you're gonna have to like take a few minutes to sort of run to that part of the ship and pull off some panels, and so whilst Ellis is like he's kind of I get this sort of image of Ellis sort of sitting there going like this. And just having like the light bulb moment,
and then like counting the panels, like based on his memory and figuring that out. And the metal whizzes, and the panel starts coming down, and all this cool shit,
Yeah,
space,
all these cables,
shit.
All these cables just sort of like bounce out of the roof and stuff like that.
That's so good.
Callaway just wants to have a conversation with Guy, actually. So he would head over to the seat where.
Ah. So I'm running the show now, everyone. Kluger, youtube.com/Kluger is my YouTube channel. Twitch.tv/Kluger is where I try to stream as best as I can. My channel is definitely better than Rick's. Oh shit. I totally wasn't upselling my own individual channel in that break. I still can't hear Ash. Ash, are you there still? Oh, did you get kicked out of the Whisper, Guy?
No.
Can you hear Ash?
I can hear everyone.
I can't hear everyone right now. I might need to refresh myself. I can't hear anyone.
Yep.
Wait.
You'll have to.
We have to refresh.
All right, we should be back on.
I got everyone except Rick now. Have you guys got Rick?
No. Oh no, hang on a sec. Let me try and. I think the Whisper has killed everything. Hang on.
Classic. Wait. Hello. This is so good. Everyone refresh. Sorry, viewers. We'll fix this. It's fine. I don't want to put a break in the recording. I can hear you now, Rick.
I can't believe you've done this.
All right, hang on. I'll be back.
Everyone hit reconnect.
I got everyone but James now.
I can't believe you've done this.
Have you guys got James?
James is
Hang on.
dropped out.
Hang on.
All right, he's coming back.
Holy shit balls.
All the things.
Okay.
James.
Yes.
James.
I think we're back.
Okay, I've got everyone.
Stop.
Yeah, me too.
Look, I don't metagame. You don't need to exclude me every time.
Look, this is a note for those Roll20 devs that are watching. The Whisper function fucked shit up, so I'll be making a note of that.
I do really like it though. It's kind of cool. I like
handy.
as a viewer interested in the game as well though, as a player. Oh, I just want to know what those words that were spoken.
Yeah.
Look, we didn't actually have that spoken. We didn't because we realized that because you're recording at your end there, Kluger, that
The viewers don't get the meta.
Yeah. So I think when we move to streaming, it'll be a lot easier.
If you really don't want me to hear, just ask me to take my headphones off.
Sure, take your headphones off. Put them on the table.
Do you
really still need to have a conversation?
Put them on the table.
Yeah, we haven't done it
God
yet.
damn it.
All right, go.
Okay.
What up?
What's happening? Well, I'm talking to Guy, yeah?
Yeah.
So, Guy, when we open this
Are you
airlock,
so not saying a thing?
we're trying to push out we're trying to essentially expel air to push us backwards, yeah?
That's right.
Okay. Is it worth us like tying me up and jury rigging me so that I can fire my sniper rifle as well when the airlock opens?
I honestly, I doubt it's going to have anywhere near enough force to make a difference. If you have like
A rocket launcher.
yeah, maybe some sort of ground to ship artillery in your bag or something. Maybe.
What about grenades?
Ooh, they're kind of omnidirectional.
Hang on, it's just crazy enough that I'm
What if I
just
could-
I'm just thinking. All right. Let me hit you with this. If I say we're coming in too hot to this roid, and we need like a sudden break,
Yeah.
maybe pop your grenades,
Okay.
One
So
or all of them?
but don't kill us.
Okay. We will tie me up in the airlock.
I assume
So-
we're all being tied up somewhere.
Well, yeah, but yeah, we'll hook me up in the airlock so that
Okay.
I can do that if needs be.
All right. How many grenades have you got?
Like 3.
All right. Fingers crossed, man.
Interesting.
Is that all?
Interesting. Well, I really like the suggestion. I'm wondering if there's another way that you can somehow jury rig a some sort of explosive device that's maybe not a grenade, that's more directional than a grenade. I'm just wondering if there's something in the ship that.
My only thought was if there was maybe something we could throw out that I could shoot.
As in, so the blast of something at the back of the airlock pushes you away from
Yeah.
the thing.
Mhm.
So we're almost saying it's the cancel, it's the abort plan. Is
Yeah.
that what you're sort of saying?
Mhm.
I'm just thinking if there's a way. I don't know. The only thing I can think of is this would be really stupid and it'd probably wreck the ship, but if we could somehow fire the grenades in like the thruster tubes of the retro thrusters, but you'd need a spacesuit to get out there to place the grenades.
Yeah.
What about the weapon system? There's a multifocal laser. Is that going to have any?
He doesn't. Lasers don't really create force though. They're just light.
Right.
No,
there is-
but
Uh,
if you're able, Jesus, how good is your aim?
pretty good.
Oh,
If you're
actually,
Okay,
no.
I'll
Hang on a sec. I'll have to double check. I have to correct you there, mate. You've got not vehicle-based combat. Only Guy Powers has the gunnery, which is the vehicle-based weapons.
I thought he meant with the rifle.
I actually meant throwing a grenade. I
Ah.
probably should have specified.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a 0 in both.
He knows how to throw a ball, therefore
Okay.
he knows how to throw a grenade. But he's
Very
not
good.
like a sniper with a grenade.
Right. Look, okay. This is crazier than my initial plan. But if we need, and keep in mind, it's not going to be much force at all, but if we just need a little extra, like a cushioning explosion, just if we're coming in too hot to the roid, maybe I fire off like a marker on the roid. You throw like all the grenades at that marker, and just as it's in, line of sight, I pop them with the laser and send them off just the right time. But this is a ridiculous plan, just so you know.
Yeah. Look, this is the absolute plan Z.
Yes.
All right.
Absolutely.
So let's bring Ellis back in.
Cool.
Classic.
You dirty chumps.
We've been talking about how terrible you are.
I know. Ellis broke the thrusters. I mean, no, he didn't.
Yeah, you did. We all know it. So now that this conversation is over, I'm heading over to the airlock. I've discovered that the airlock controls either can't be worked from, the main cockpit, or that connection is broken for whatever reason. So I'm going over to prepare the airlock manually.
Yeah, I'm coming as well to the airlock.
Yeah, you both get punched out the airlock and Ellis can't drive a ship. This is a great plan. I'll leave you guys
Cool.
alone for
That's
5 minutes, and this is what
I
you
like
come
it.
up
I
with.
would.
And what are you
I
getting
guess-
tied up with?
I guess I would be looking for any of those locking kind of cloth things that you get in the back of vans and
Yeah.
stuff to hold things in
Oh, you
place.
certainly found some of those.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm using those, like one around like my legs and one around my torso.
Wicked.
Is there any chance of some just general rope or something in anyone's equipment or on the ship?
You can. I don't know. How would you know that?
Ellis might, because Ellis pulled the ship apart and brought it back. Could he have had like
Yeah.
strap locks to get all the components up and back from his shop?
That's what Parker's already
Dang
found.
it. I tried.
Yeah.
Or even just like spare wires. Ellis, you got any? Go just,
Do I
just,
look like a guy who would
Alright.
have extra wires?
Yeah.
Maybe.
All I want is something that I can tie to the airlock release handle and will reach all the way
Well,
to the pilot's
there's-
chair that I can pull.
There's also the burnt out, corrupted conduits from the sabotage from earlier. Maybe.
Okay, do you need them?
No, they're burnt
Yeah.
out. They're useless.
Yeah, those burnt out wires. They're probably really safe to tie someone to.
Well, we don't have anything else by that. We don't even have damn exosuits. What else do we have of having rope around?
I'll take them.
Did
I'll
we-
take them.
So did we not have enough of these straps for Guy?
There'd be like a rubber coating on the outside, though. You wouldn't be using the wire. You'd be using the.
Wait a
sheathing.
second. I've missed something here. How is Guy not piloting the ship, not in the cockpit? Part of the process?
There's no point. We're spinning out of control. What I'm saying right now is I need to be in the cockpit when this all goes down.
Yeah.
Right. So I need a means of. I basically need a rope tied around the airlock release handle. So while I'm in the pilot's
yank
seat,
it.
I can yank it open.
Great.
It's a real dumb plan.
Yeah, this is starting to really stack up to be intense. Okay, so let's. All right. First of all, I want you to roll a. What's the right save? There's got to be the right save for this. I'm thinking.
Is there a rope safe?
Yeah, is there a rope save? I'm just opening your character sheet. Let me just have a quick look. Wow.
What saves to find rope or to not die?
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. Is it's like luck save? The word save is counterintuitive because I think it should just be like a luck roll.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. So let's. Okay. First of all, Powers is going to use a luck roll just to see if he can figure out if there's anything that he's seen in the last week. Because you guys have been on here about a week or something now. I can't remember.
Yeah, it'd be
Starting to
about
smell
that.
real ripe in here. I'll be
Yeah.
thankful to open that airlock.
Yeah. So let's see what that looks like.
You want a luck save?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no way.
Mate, 88.
Easy.
But
EZ.
cool. And all right. So yeah, you remember something. You've seen something in a cupboard or something somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
Great. All right.
So
Read
tell
that
me
shit
what
up.
it is. Tell me what it is. What is it? What have you found?
It's a whole mess of spare wires that there's just so many of them. They're so tangled that it's probably going to be just strong enough.
Cool. So they're like intertwined wires and cables of just shit that has been left behind because no one used this scout ship in a while, and it looks like it's just in
That's
a pile of dust or something.
Do I know any of this plan?
No, you're about to, like, these guys are talking, and we're about to do a like a repair roll for you. You've just seen these guys like bustling about, running about.
Because in a meta way, I actually thought of a thing, but I can't say it. So because that's metagaming. Haha. See, I know stuff. Anyway, carry on.
Ba-boom. Can't use that knowledge. All right. Until later, obviously. Okay. So Parker's tied himself up to like some interior door or interior handles and stuff like that, clips and stuff. And he's hanging. Well, I guess he's using his. You've still got the metal, the magnetic mag boots that are helping you stay grounded in the ship. Which is actually another point. Maybe you don't need to be tied up. Maybe you can use your mag boots, which we talked about previously, just to stay.
Whiplash, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. To do that like that Michael Jackson Thriller scene or whatever. All right, killer. So he's tied himself up as extra support. He's got his mag boots on. He's got his things that he's ready to do when if called upon. Guys, jury rigged this cable up to the airlock release lever, and there's this long cable legs just running back to the cockpit down the corridor. It's not a huge ship, remember, so it all makes a lot of sense. And there's Ellis, like, he's pulled off some panels and he's like diving through cables, and there's like sparks that just sort of come out every now and then from his meta tool, and he kind of like ducks out of the way a bit. The
occasional expletive too.
Yeah, swearing under his breath and things like this. And so guys sitting in the cockpit, and there'd be in-ship comms, so you can probably just like fire the comms on and like, you know, have them sticky so it's just on.
Yeah, wide open.
Wide open. And you can see that you can clearly see that the ice block is a lot closer than you thought it was. It's now probably less than a couple of minutes away.
Shit.
And keep in mind, it's not just like a sphere that's moving towards you. There's like knobbly bits and stuff that are rolling and shit like this. So
yeah,
it's getting dicey, but it was very exciting. Okay, so let's quickly just roll. In that time that you guys have been getting set up and rigged up and ready to go, Ellis has been working away there, squirreling away inside the panel to try and nail this. So let's get an astronautic roll from Ellis. We're going to give you a bonus +1 because of your previous I know where it is roll.
You're such a guy.
Yeah, and then we're going to... You can't say that when we're playing with Mr. Powers.
Dang it.
I'm such a person. And then we're also going to have this roll be I think a dexterity roll makes most sense.
So, tech astronautics dex +1. Yeah.
Yes.
Dex is flat. Okay. Oh, thank shit.
Right. So, as you're like fiddling away and stuff like that, you think you've landed a connection or something like that. You think you've somehow started the repair. It's definitely not the end of the repair, but it's definitely like that should give us something.
Yeah.
So you could probably only you know that at the moment.
I would immediately stick my head back out of the panel that I'm knee deep in, and I'd scream down the ship, "Try the thrusters! Punch it!"
And Powers, you can see on your little red outline of your ship that has those little battery icons for the different systems. The thrusters, which was flashing like an empty battery icon kind of thing, is now like flashing at like 1% sort of thing.
Okay.
It's still flashing, but you can see there's like a pixel that's moved.
All right. So I look at it like doing double take. Do we move out of the way or do we land on the asteroid?
You're the pilot.
How long have we got these thrusters for?
And
Let's
long
try and
enough.
land.
Just use
Try and
them.
land.
All right, buckle yourself in, boys.
We need to repair the ship.
Obligatory. I do my bit. Like I'm really like getting into the trying to make sure that I got the best grip possible, and I'm ready to put it exactly where it needs to go. Because assuming I've only got a couple seconds, and I do it, aiming to land on the asteroid.
First of all, let's get a tech save by Guy Powers.
Okay.
This is a save to see if. Oh, what is that?
That's a save. 11 on 11.
There's no
you
green
gotta-
block that says success or red block that says fail.
But he
I
rolled the
don't know.
minimum.
I just hit tech save.
Wow.
It must be bugging out because you rolled on the save, but that's a pass, right?
Yeah, that's a pass. All right, so you get a momentary burst of thrust. However, it's not enough. It's not enough. It has, I guess, given you some extra alignment. So you're no longer in that that spiral that's probably going to make that thing really difficult to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably killed that spiral somewhat, and so you've still got some momentum that's shifting you around. And you heard everyone hears that the thrusters kick in momentarily, or this like sort of whining noise and this screeching and this grinding and all this, and then it just cuts out again. A massive array of sparks just zzz out of the panel, and like Ellis is going to make a physical save here.
Oh fuck!
Oh shit!
This guy.
The rolls. Oh,
Cool.
I could have still fixed him.
Roll a d4.
Ellis is now on fire.
Yeah. Roll a d4 for health. All right, so you take 2 hit points of damage when this thing.
Oh shit!
Pretty much. You've still got like your.
I've got
you know,
1 hit point left.
You've still got like your meta tool leaning on a bunch of cables and stuff, and you just go, you get zapped, as well as like sparks in the face. You get thrown across the corridor, and you're like bang on the back of the corridor sort of thing, opposite the panel. You're still conscious. You're all right, but you've just taken some HP. What's your max HP?
3.
So you're on 1
I'm
HP.
on 1 hit point. That could have killed me. What you threw at me, or made me unconscious. If we're playing like not immediate death rules, it would have.
I've got Lazarus patch as well.
Yeah.
Thanks, shit.
All right, but hang on.
So,
Do we see this? Do we know what's happened to Alice?
You would have heard the massive thunk and a scream and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, Callaway would have heard this and immediately like unlatched himself and ran in to try and give him some immediate medical attention.
Oh,
So
you've
I
got
have a
medical
medical
knowledge.
skill. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so you do that. Like, let's roll a medical roll. Straight up.
So tech medical.
Yep, and it'll be intelligence. Cool. Right. So you know how to restore some of his, the damage that, repair some of his damage, right? But you don't necessarily have the tools on you. But you can see that it's not going to be life-threatening, and he's not going to die immediately.
Okay.
You just probably need about half an hour with him to settle him down. But by the looks of things, he probably shouldn't get back up.
Okay, so yeah, I tell him to stay where he is, and can I check for any like pillows, cushions, or anything to like try and make him comfortable?
Oh, you'd know
And
that there'd be some in the in the bunker, in the bunks,
And
in the
also,
bed.
can I latch? I want to latch him to the wall, whatever wall he's at,
Oh man!
for the upcoming craziness.
Awesome. Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
you
So
guys have some plan. Like,
he doesn't know what the plan is still. That's right. So you have.
I'm like,
So you've
I'm
still got
like,
one of those.
so-
You've still got one of those straps.
yeah, so Callaway just says, "Look, man, stay here. We're gonna try our best to fix this."
can I roll for struggle? Because Ellis Look, no, don't worry.
Yeah. Try and roll for struggle if you want.
No,
If like
Tom
Ellis
Waits
is that.
would not take this. Why would Ellis?
Because I don't want to. Maybe I would do it later though. Maybe I would wait till Callaway leaves and I'd try slip the strapping, because Ellis wouldn't want to stay out of the action if we're going to die. But
All right. In that case, I'll need you to roll a. You're gonna. Yeah. I don't know. So tell me what's happening. Once more.
so I think Callaway, you're trying to like strap me down for the ensuing impact, so I'm looked after if shit goes awry.
Yeah, I've essentially said to you that you need to stay there because you're injured and you shouldn't be moving, and I need to strap you to the wall because there's a chance that we may crash or something along those lines.
Gotcha.
Okay. And so you're just gonna take it for now and then try and wriggle out of it
I'll
if
try
you need to later.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Okay. So that's happened, and time has passed, probably about a minute or so, and Guy can see that the moment of the window of opportunity is fast approaching. Else, this massive chunk of ice, which is now almost beyond comprehension of size because it's 20 odd times size of the ship itself. It's pretty much obscuring any other part of the sky in front of Guy. It's just this rotating, shadowy, dark blue, sort of icy block. It's like a bug. Where's my camera? It's like a bug and this like kind of thing gonna happen in this splatter. Yeah.
Callaway, get over here, man. It's go time.
All right, yeah, I'm straight back into the airlock, strapping myself up.
Cool. No, I'm here.
Just
You
grab
still
it.
got me?
Oh, your camera
grabbing
just
my
lagging
grenade.
for a
Frozen
second.
for-
There it
oh, there
goes.
we go.
It's back.
It's because I'm jumping into Twitter to tweet. Live tweeting.
This guy.
This is good.
Just got it. Just got it.
Wicked. Okay, sweet. So the time is now. Now is the time.
Yep.
Let's line this up. Talk me through it, and I'll tell you when to roll.
Okay, so guy just shouts out, "Ready!" Sorry, Callaway just shouts out, "Ready!"
Yeah, that's cool.
All right. So you tied yourself in. Cool.
Okay, so shit. So we're gonna have to pop the airlock, and only then am I gonna know if. So I assume that's
anything
gonna be
that
based on a roll. I
Anything that isn't tied down is going to get immediately sucked out of the ship, isn't it?
that's
Pretty much?
correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Along with our
But
hopes and dreams.
the airlock would be like a small room though that has one door that separates it from the rest of the ship.
I'm saying airlock, but I assume it's not actually an airlock considering the size of the ship.
It's just a
Yeah.
door into space. Okay.
Exactly.
This makes the plan so much worse.
Yes.
You should have just let me MacGyver the thrusters.
Okay,
Well, we tried that.
Dang, Space Master.
Okay, so I assume because we've stopped the rotation and whatnot, we're directly like timing the airlock isn't so much of a problem because we're not spinning. We're like
Yeah.
perfectly positioned. Is that right?
Not perfectly positioned. There is
Okay.
some challenge in that, but
Okay.
but it's not. It's nowhere near as difficult as it was going to be.
Right. Okay. Cool. So I guess when the time is right, we'll pop the airlock, and then we will find out if it provides enough counter thrust.
And if my eyeballs get sucked out of my face.
That's correct.
This is exciting.
Or if you snap freeze.
So
Cool.
I'm like directly opposite the door, basically.
Yeah,
Staring
probably like somewhere between 3 and 4 meters away.
Yeah, I'd be strapped to like a pole or something in the middle of the ship.
Yeah, some sort of structural piece.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, here's the time. So let's roll a. I'm going to bypass the vehicle space check, I think, because we're just going to assume that that's. I'm going to allow that because of the idea is so crazy enough it might work.
Mhm.
I think what we need to do is we need to punch the airlock. So the airlock is punched. That's Let's roll a. Let me just double check how these luck saves work. Is that if the number of as you level up, the number of your saves gets lower. Is that correct?
It makes the threshold lower, so it's easier to pass.
Right. So does it still work in that case if I then put a +1 or a +2 on a save or something like that?
Yeah,
Is that
it's effectively the same.
is that even allowed?
Well, not with the. You could have to manually roll a d20 plus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
You
it
can't
doesn't-
add any. There's
doesn't
no
let you add
pluses
it
on the macro.
Cool. All right, that was a test roll. I'm assuming Callaway. Okay.
Let's freaking hope so.
I just thought the easiest way to clear it up was to do one.
Yeah. So what I want Guy to roll is a luck save +3.
Okay. So
So
what
you
do I
can you
do?
can just roll /R d20 +3,
Okay.
and a space between the R and the d20. And so this is as he's yanking, he's counting down and about to yank on the cable to open the airlock.
One.
I'm actually nervous. Like
Two.
I have real life butterflies.
3.
Oh my god, no!
We've
So-
we've got fate points.
So the cable pretty much slips off where you've tied it to the lever. The airlock doesn't pop. The airlock doesn't pop.
Is the ship
Callaway-
doing anything right now?
Okay, let me just add this bit. You're calling out, 1, 2, 3, and then the cable slips off, and you're like, no, it didn't pop. And Ellis is tied to a wall, watching the cable go down the corridor that he's tied in. And he's got visual on this cable that's tied to a lever. And you've seen that he's yanked this cable. The cable's gone taut for a second, and then just gone flung like with its extra, it's like it's just been on the tip of it, and then it's just,
Okay.
and it's just sort of slingshot back down the corridor and kind of landed, somewhere furled up in front of you.
So I'm closest to the airlock by far. Yeah.
You're
I'm like right in front of it, essentially.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you could try and
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I
shit.
make a roll to see if I can strap myself to like next to where the controls are and open the airlock manually? So essentially, I'm like forgoing the potential for a backup plan, but I'm gonna try and open the.
So
airlock.
you're gonna quickly try and move
like
your
reattach myself to the wall next to the airlock controls.
Yep, and then just crank the airlock to punch it.
Yeah.
So that's going to take about 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Which there's probably about that much time.
Yeah.
There. So, yep, you can go that approach.
Okay.
In the meantime, you hear from the back of the cabin, "What was that cable tied to?" Is that too meta, or can I make that assumption based on what I saw?
You saw the cable tied, like you can see, because it's a small ship, man. You can see James tied to a thing down there on the left, down this down the main corridor of this ship.
Yeah.
You can see that it was tied to something near where James is. After you're a bit groggy, but that it's something to do with, something to do with where you get it on and off the ship.
It's
right?
probably more like, "Why'd that cable snap?" If that's the case.
Yeah. So no one knows why the cable snapped. It was just poor luck failed. Luck wasn't on Guy's side there when he went to yank that cable. Right.
So am I just able to move there, or do I need to make a roll?
I'm gonna get you to make. So you don't have athletics. So I was gonna say you try and do something really fast. You'd probably use your athletics skill. So you can try an athletics skill at -1.
Yeah. And that'd be Dex, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got a +1 in Dex, so I'm essentially rolling at a natural.
Has no one answered Ellis in the meantime, or is this all like real time happening at the same sort of moment?
I would say this is happening at the same kind of time.
Space Master. I feel like you're low on the list of priorities right now.
If it's been like, well, that works.
Holy shit! What happened?
That's
Smashed it. That's what,
Oh my god!
+1 in Dex,
That's
I
a
guess.
natural.
Balanced it out.
Right.
it's a natural
There's some-
as well.
Some form in natural 12, yeah. Some form of space parkour ensues. and
And I float majestically to the other wall and are instantly strapped to it securely.
Yeah. Kind of like in like those like I don't even know what films, but maybe like Indiana Jones, where like he does the whip and the whip like rips around the branch and it's just perfect knot and he can swing straight away. Like that first
Yeah.
whip, that's what's happened. You've floated across the corridor and you've landed gracefully against the wall next to the airlock lever, and your strap that you had quickly, your cable tie, what is it? Where your strap lock thing, which is that clamp and stuff. You've kind of like
as I've been moving, I've like hooked it round the.
Yep,
like,
and it's just
like
one
flicked it
move,
around the
it's
thing.
smooth and solid,
Yeah.
and it's just you've landed it back in the clamp and wrenched the around your waist, and you're and it's just like it was almost like so fluid. It was like liquid.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so that happened.
Okay. Cool.
Wow.
So then
No way! What's
I
going on
immediately-
down there?
I immediately popped the airlock.
Cool.
Shit.
Right. So the airlock gets popped. The door. It's not like the door doesn't like fly off. It's
Yeah.
like a sliding
A slide.
sliding sort of hull exterior door. So it gets really noisy really quickly. So now there's no chance that you guys are going to hear each other whilst this airlock has been, the lock has been breached. Everyone is just being pulled towards that direction. And so, Guy, what happens next?
I'd just like to remind you, because I know I didn't mention it, I did strap myself into the pilot seat. Okay. So I'm hammering the maneuvering thrusters just in case, and just hoping that it's slowing, that the airlock thrust is slowing us down enough, but I don't know that yet. So I'm going to need some information before I do some things.
Make the next. Yep.
And I'm kind of leaning in a way as if to force the ship in the angle I want, even though that is actually impossible.
Like when you're playing like Mario Kart and you're like steering. Ow. Headbutt the mic stand. All right. So to me, it sounds like you're either approaching too slow, too fast, or just right. And the chances of you going too fast are probably high, right? Is that what we're sort of saying?
Yeah, I guess so.
Like medium high, right?
I'd say more like a low, high, high, medium,
Roughly.
Well, yeah, I mean, not too high because we popped the airlock. That's why we did that.
If we were to nominally assign values to which our odds of survival were to be obtained, that'd be somewhere in the low priority.
All right. So I am. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna get you to roll. D6.
Is this me or Guy?
D6?
This is Guy. So this is Guy's making an assessment of the velocity at which they're approaching, which the ship's approaching the rock, and the rock's approaching the ship, trying to make a judgment call on what happens next, what he needs to call next. So a D6, and I've written down here, and I can't prove it to anyone, but I've got I've got my little random table.
Okay, so that's it? Want me to go?
So yeah, let's see how you go, buddy. So that's just right. It's coming in just right.
Oh my god.
So by some fluke of the universe, you've judged like a flat part of the ice that you can see coming. It's like trying to land, that micro judgment call you make when you give someone a high five and you want to get them both the palms just like right. You're getting that sense of like, this is I'm gonna high five this ice block. I'm gonna like.
All right, can actually, you know what? I'm taking that. Guy's actually yelling out in ecstasy. I'm gonna high five this. This ride, I'm going to do it. I can feel it. So
awesome.
I ever so slightly pump the main thrusters and right after triggering the landing gear. Let's not forget about the landing gear. And hopefully we get a touchdown.
Awesome. So let's get a vehicle space roll.
Too many layers, bro.
All right, we're getting ready to high five.
Easy, natural 12.
Yeah. Is it Dex?
Yeah, let's call this one a Dex.
Okay.
Feels
and
Dex.
This is all about timing.
Assisted?
I think we'll give you a +1 for your just right.
Yes.
The just right velocity of that airlock moment.
Are you an
You've gotta-
expert? Are you an expert?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
And he also has and you also have a fate point to bump it up to a just pass if you want to.
I'd say reroll.
Yeah,
before
can
you
I
use the fate
expert, and
point.
if that fails, then use my fate point?
That's a good question. That's a hard question. I feel like the answer is no, but I've never said it that you can't use them at the same time. So, ooh, the reason why I would suggest the fate point over the reroll is because you're guaranteed a result with the fate point, whereas with a reroll you could not. The other point here I'll just quickly call out before Ellis jumps in is that you have the check out this move aspect, which means that it makes absolute sense that this would work if you spent that fate point.
Okay.
I was just going to offer balance to that scenario because he could re-roll and crit fail, and therefore one fate point can only get him to normal fail instead of pass. So there's still a risk to re-rolling.
Oh, okay. All right, let's use that fate point. Where is it for me to mark off?
I'm marking it off, so I'm
cool.
tracking that just because there's not a spot on the. I mean, you could make a track of it on the notes section at the bottom of your character sheet. But yeah, you're down at 0 at the moment. So.
All right, cool.
Wow.
Fate point it.
All right, so the landing gear deploys and the thrusters bump on for like a nanosecond almost, just like the just barely the contacts are just barely touching on the the dash where Guy's fingers is just caressing those thrust buttons, and with a thud and with a significant jolt, it's not by any means like a soft landing in a spaceport. There is some rough and tumble on the edges here. It's a bit rough around the edges. However, there is no explosions, and in a brief 2 or 3 seconds, with the air screaming out of this ship, Calloway makes a he's losing consciousness with the lack of oxygen pulling at his throat, pulling at his face.
Right.
So you've landed.
I'm a leaf on the wind.
and
As soon as
Calloway,
we touch down, I yell out, "Shut the airlock!"
Yeah, I slam the airlock shut as soon as we land.
all right, so Calloway's going to have to make a physical save here because of the impact the airlock has had on him. Right, like his body isn't operating at full oxygen capacity.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 14
Damn.
versus 16.
So
So you know, Ellis is sitting there in the corridor watching James watching Calloway almost get sucked out of this door. There's been this thud, and you can see from your position, Ellis, that Calloway is fumbling with the lever and he can't get a good purchase on it.
Okay.
He's trying his hardest. The
So
air is being sucked out of the ship.
I do also have a fate point, but I wouldn't say it would really fit his character to be able to push through something like physically.
Yeah. No, okay.
Is it safe to assume Ellis now knows that the airlock's been triggered?
As soon as it opened, you would have realized what's going on. You won't necessarily know what he's trying to do, but you can see that
We need to close the airlock, probably?
yeah, shit's fucked up right now.
Can I see the airlock lever with my unaided vision?
Yeah.
I will remote manipulate the airlock handle into closing.
You sandbagging son of a bitch!
What?
That is such a surprise that the Space Master didn't see coming.
Right.
Look, you could have done a lot of stuff with your telekinetic powers over the last hour or so.
That was the first opportunity.
It's all right. He was too busy being young Tom Waits.
So, look, it says the psychic can manipulate any object visible to his unaided vision as if handling it with one hand. The force has an effective strength of 10. That's if I'm like using it for a relevant combat skill by the looks of it.
Yeah, no. Look, I'm just going to allow this to happen so you guys don't die.
Cool.
Because I could kill you all and we could reboot the game somewhere else. But I like where we're going. Sweet. So, yeah. So, talk me through how does that happen? What's
Well, I imagine Ellis kind of like up against a wall, so he's really only got like neck movement at this point in time. But he just kind of looks, I'd imagine, over his right shoulder, and just sees what's going on. You know, Callaway fumbling and seeming to struggle somewhere around the airlock controls. So, really on instinct, Ellis just looks over. It doesn't even probably change physically because it's just all instinct. It's all we do this or we die, and just the airlock, free of anyone else's hands, just goes thunk, and the door slides back shut.
Yeah, and Callaway like drops to the floor with the clamp, the strap around his waist, sort of. So he's kind of ragdolls for a moment as he falls, as the pressure starts to stabilize. There's red lights flashing.
I'm like clutching in my throat as well.
Yeah, clutching at your chest and your throat. That's probably what's happening. There's red lights all firing off in various parts of the ship. There's like the ambient white light glow is a red light, like shit's fucked. And there's like jets.
That's what the alarm says as well. Of the alarm.
Shit's fucked. Shit's fucked.
That awful robot voice from last episode. Shit is fucked. Shit is fucked.
because the ship's AI is a Dalek or something. I think.
What was your name from last episode, Guy? What did you make the ship call you? Overlord of the Universe or something?
Master of the Universe, I think.
Master of the Universe.
Master of the Universe. The ship is fucked. Yes.
Yeah. So as everything
right.
returns to normal because the airlock closes, hatch closes, I just call out, "Thank you, Callaway."
You hear from the back, Callaway.
How was I to know that it was Ellis?
Yeah, I know. No, and I know that, and that's why Ellis is like all up in arms, figuratively.
Beautiful. So you're now landed on a big chunk of ice that's drifting through the ice belt. Congratulations. The rent is $300 a week. Right.
The ice block crashes into another ice block and you all die.
There's an even bigger ice block behind this one.